We're at the home of Jim Hewitt now. He has a lovely yard with both sun, shade, and a wetland in the back. But Jim, now we're down by the mailbox. It's a long ways away from the hose in the house. So what's some of your thoughts here with the plants we're standing near?
Well, I put this in because it was, like you say, a long ways from the house. It was hard to get anything to grow here without a lot of water. It was just kind of a ragged area. So I tore out what little grass there was and put in mostly an assortment of native plants that I didn't want them too tall, so more medium and short species that could take a lot of heat and could do fine without water. So there's a number of species in here, and it's very popular with pollinators.
Yes, we can see there's some bees, etc., checking the plants out right now. Here we have a bed that's quite a bit taller, and tell us some of your thoughts about starting up this bed.
Okay, this is more of a mesic native prairie type plant area. It's got pretty much full sun, and the plants here are much taller than the ones out by the mailbox.
Okay.
I wanted to grow some prairie plants, and this seemed like the best spot, even though it is right in the middle of the yard.
Right.
But I like it, and it's just kind of a long stretch of plants that includes a variety of species, a lot of them quite tall, like the pale Indian plantain, the big blue stem grass. There's 3 species of silphium in here. And right now, in this time of year, a lot of things are in bloom, and it looks its best. And you see a lot of insects on these plants. This is a shade garden, mostly spring ephemerals in the spring, where there's trilliums and hepatica and bloodroot. Now in August, as it's more mature, the spring ephemerals have, subsided, died back in many cases. But still, we have some interesting color with the baneberries, both red baneberry and white baneberry, the doll's eyes. There's some blue cohosh that has blueberries right now. Some jack-in-the-pulpits have some fruit. There's maidenhair fern, Christmas fern, and soon there'll be a couple of shade goldenrods that'll start to bloom in this area in a couple of weeks.
Nice foliage berries, and like you say, some late bloom will come in here too.
Yes.
Great. So everybody always wonders about deer damage and what to do. There's no simple solution to that, but what's your experience with native plants and native shrubs, Jim?
Well, pretty good. I mean, there are a lot of deer around here, as there are most places, and they do nibble on things. Some shrubs have to be corralled until they get more mature, but some species they don't like this Hypericum here, shrubby St. John's wort, they pretty much leave this alone, and this is a nice plant as a shrub with nice yellow flowers at this time of year. Down here is a New Jersey tea that bloomed earlier in the season. They leave that alone. So there are some shrubs you can select that deer don't prefer.
So here in the back, Jim, you have another challenge or opportunity, a lovely wetland that comes right up to your lawn. So what are some of the plants and the thoughts behind why you need native plants back here by the wetland?
This is a what I call a swamp edge wetland. Backs up to a shrub swamp. And so in this area, I put in native plants that can take a lot of moisture and but still can dry out and do well. So there's a lot of species back here that are taller, like the Joe Pye weeds and the cup plant, ironweed, blooming mostly in midsummer. And this whole swath here attracts a great number of bumblebees, different kinds of native bees, butterflies. It's a place I like to come out and sit and watch the insects in the summer.
Jim, we've talked about intermingling plants, the natives with the non-natives, and here in this particular bed you have a daylily bed and there are some milkweeds in there. Tell us some of the thinking going on there.
Well, it is a daylily bed, so obviously not native, and but milkweeds have just come in on their own, and I pretty much leave them stay because I like to see the monarchs come through, and they do find these milkweeds right here. I've seen them on here this year, and they're critical for monarchs, and a lot of plants are critical for certain species of caterpillars and the butterflies. And that's why I like to plant native plants, because of their importance for the overall ecosystem and for biodiversity.
Jim, thanks for sharing your yard with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for coming out. I really enjoy native plants and gardening with them. They've got a number of advantages over non-native plants. They're hardier. They don't need to be pampered. They don't need fertilizer. They don't need extra water. Those are all good advantages. But for me, the main reason I grow them is for biodiversity, to increase biodiversity, more plants, a wide range of plants throughout the blooming season, to attract insects and help insects thrive throughout their season. And that's what really I find most interesting about native plants.
A good way to make a difference.
Indeed.